You are moving through a standard routine when someone arrives who delivers a total electrical shock to your system. They bypass the defenses you've spent years building, creating a sudden and undeniable sensation of having finally come home. Then, without warning, the connection severs. They exit your life as abruptly as they entered it. You are left in the silence of that vacuum, struggling with the physical and emotional weight of their absence. This leads to a specific kind of agony. You find yourself asking why a connection that felt this significant would be allowed to form at all if the only result was its immediate destruction. Depth psychology suggests that this sequence, the intense arrival followed by the sudden departure, serves a specific function. Jungian theory frames this disruption as the starting point for a rigorous internal process. Societal scripts teach us that the only metric for a successful relationship is duration. We are conditioned to believe that a bond only holds value if it results in a permanent, shared future. When we follow this logic, a breakup feels like a personal failure. We interpret the ending as proof that we were insufficient, or that we are being punished for a mistake we can't quite identify. Jungian analysis offers a different perspective. Some connections are designed for impact, not for longevity. Their purpose is to disturb your current state of being so thoroughly that you can no longer return to who you were before. To understand this specific type of suffering, we have to use the lens of Carl Jung. He looked past the ego's desire for a fairy tale and focused on the mechanics of the unconscious mind. By examining how our internal world reacts to these collisions, we can identify a pattern that the heart often misses. We move from feeling like victims of fate to seeing the internal shifts that this pain actually facilitates. Jung observed these meetings aren't coincidental. He called this synchronicity, a meaningful alignment of events where internal needs and an external person collide. This happens when trapped in repetitive patterns. They disrupt that cycle, arriving exactly when you've stopped paying attention to your growth. Their presence serves as a signal. They act as a catalyst to bring long-ignored parts of your psyche back to the surface, forcing you to acknowledge needs and dreams you buried for the sake of survival. Looking at the timing, their arrival appears as an intervention. Your unconscious used the intensity of this connection to jar you from a stagnant existence. This intervention targets what Jung called the shadow, the hidden, repressed parts of our identity. This partner confronts you with these traits by reflecting them back to you through the relationship. The intensity of the bond creates a mirror effect. Your fear of being abandoned, your tendency to please others at your own expense, and your oldest emotional wounds are all exposed through your interactions with this person. Jung famously observed, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will rule your life, and you will call it fate." We often think we are unlucky in love, but we are often just repeating a script our unconscious wrote long ago. The pain felt in the aftermath is the sensation of finally seeing your own patterns clearly. It is the weight of realizing how much of your life you have spent hiding from your own truth. We must address why this person had to leave. The answer lies in the specific way our attention shifts when we are in love. If this person had stayed, your focus would have remained entirely on them. You would have prioritized their needs and the survival of the relationship. When they are removed, your psychological energy has nowhere else to go but inward. This separation serves a mechanical function. It severs the attachment that was keeping you focused on the external world, leaving you with no choice but to engage in radical self-reflection. The absence of the partner acts as a protective barrier for your development. It prevents you from using romance as a distraction, ensuring that you stay focused on the internal shifts that the meeting was intended to trigger. Jung described the work of reclaiming your true identity as individuation. Within this framework, the heartbreak you are feeling functions as a rite of passage, an initiation into a deeper level of self-awareness. The agony is the direct result of your old defensive habits falling away. You are experiencing the loss of the coping mechanisms that no longer serve you. You have moved past the version of yourself that was willing to stay small or live an inauthentic life for the sake of being chosen by someone else. This shedding of your old layers is the only path toward your real identity. The discomfort is the signal that you are finally aligning with who you are meant to be. Integrating this experience requires a conscious choice. You must decide to stop waiting for their return and acknowledge the work that is now yours to do. This means detaching from the fantasy of a different ending. You have to let go of the idea that your healing can only happen if they come back to provide it. Instead, you focus on the flame. You hold on to the profound self-awareness and the depth of feeling that this connection ignited within you. The shift in your perspective is already permanent. The person was the spark that started the reaction, but the fire they lit now belongs entirely to you. You are walking away with something far more valuable than a relationship. Through this pain, you have been given the opportunity to reclaim your own life.